They also make a point of saying, like, in heat, his fists will glow with fire, and he will suddenly, moves that didn't launch before will now launch. Highs, and maybe even mids. All we want of this character is that it's balanced. Everyone is starving for, like, down-to-earth, balanced characters with very clear strengths and very clear weaknesses. What's up, guys? MainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always. This is going to be a two-parter. This video, I'm going to talk about Armor King. There's some more interesting information, not too much, but some interesting information on him on the Tekken official website. We're going to get into it. But also, we're going to discuss Fahkumram and the fact that, astonishingly, he seems to be the most popular DLC character, even above Heihachi. It's actually incredible news, and I find it very wholesome because everyone dismissed Fahkumram. All the sweats, you know, on Twitter and Reddit, like, completely wrote him off as soon as they saw his teaser, so... You know, it turns out he's super popular. Everyone seems to love him, which is so cool, in my opinion, and I really like him. Very balanced, you know, down-to-earth character. But so first, let's talk about Armor King. Yeah, he has a new stance. He does attacks, transitions into a new stance, and it is not Shadow Step. It's a new stance called Bad Jaguar, which is a pretty laughable name. Bad Jaguar. But also, that's going to be BJ for short. He's going to go into BJ stance. And it's just a little bit like, oh well, you know. Oh well, we have a BJ stance on Armor King. And that one, just like the other stances of this type in Tekken 8, of course he's going to mix you with highs, mids, lows, as well as throws. And we saw this in the trailer. He's also going to have an untechable throw from the stance. Just like Reina, just like Fahkumram, just like Heihachi. You've seen this so many times now. King has Jaguar Sprint. So Armor King will have the same thing. I don't hate this, though, when it's done properly. On Fahkumram it works, on Heihachi it works. All we want of this character is that it's balanced. Honestly, I think Fahkumram's overwhelming popularity is also due to the fact that he's balanced. You know, we have an ocean of problems with Tekken 8. It's like everyone is doing roids. Everyone is so overtuned so that everyone is starving for, like, down-to-earth balanced characters with very clear strengths and very clear weaknesses. I think that honestly is some of Fahkumram's popularity. And then they discuss Poison Breath. That has always been an interesting mechanic with Armor King. I don't think he had it in Tekken 2, but I think it's... Does it start in Tag 1? Or is it Tekken 5 DR? He missed a lot of games after Tekken 1. But so he spews that green breath, and it's an unblockable, and over the years, it's done very different things. He had it as a rage drive in Tekken 7, where it's fast on startup, unblockable high, but guaranteed a throw. It actually guaranteed a throw. That seems to be back in Tekken 8. We see it in the trailer. But they also specify here, with a lot of text, but in short, they say that they wanted to have all kinds of utility in Tekken 8. As soon as he's in heat, it's going to have significantly faster startup in heat. They also make a point of saying, like, in heat, his fists will glow with fire, and he will suddenly, moves that didn't launch before will now launch. Highs, and maybe even mids. So Poison Breath, faster startup. It is unclear if Poison Breath into Guaranteed Throw is heat only. I assume it's going to be heat only. But they also said that they want him to be more of a heal. They want it to be very clear. If it wasn't clear enough when he, you know, mud stomps Paul in the corner after a Poison Breath as a wall throw, they want him to be really the counterpart to King now, the clear heal. So they want him to use Poison Breath defensively as well. So you see this in the trailer, he gets hit by Steve. Is it Steve's back one or his guard break? And he just takes the hit and then spews the Poison Breath in Steve's eyes and then giant swings him. So that's how a heal in wrestling would, you know, turn the tides. So it's very interesting. They're trying to do all sorts of things with the Poison Breath. So get ready for that to be more of a mechanic in the game. And here they talk about what he's going to do in heat. Poison Breath getting faster, but you know, there isn't a whole lot of information. That's it. But so yeah, get ready for BJ stance and poison breath being more of a factor. As other people have noted, we never see a proper dark upper in the trailer, which is really weird. It also discusses here how they really wanted to show all of his signature stuff and his heel persona in this trailer. And it's the trailer they put the most work into, which in my opinion was very obvious watching the trailer. It was also the longest one. Amazing trailer. But it is weird that we don't see... Giant swing and dark upper are his most defining attacks, and we never see a dark upper in the trailer. So some people are actually speculating he can't dark upper anymore, which would be really weird. The only one we see is the while standing to counter it, hold up. He flames his hand and does a dark upper, which is an amazing sequence, but that's not the traditional dark upper. I assume he hasn't lost that. But we also see that he has a demon paw, which staggers on hit for a combo. Can he have a dark upper, a clothesline, and a demon paw that does that? So they've changed the character a lot, but it would be really weird if they removed the dark upper, in my opinion. So I assume it is going to be there. So that was just some more information on Armor King. I just can't wait to play him. He's 2 months away. Man, that's going to be a long wait. He seems so cool. But so yeah, that was the Armor King stuff. Now I just wanted to touch upon this, which I thought was so unbelievably wholesome. The metrics here, the statistics on Fahkumram's release, as soon as he dropped, placed him at #1. He was insanely popular. What you're looking at right now are more recent statistics, and he is still insanely popular. I don't think any other DLC character has carried that much popularity since their release. And you can see here that he is doing significantly better than the other DLCs. It is not surprising to see Heihachi here. That is still quite popular. But when we look at DLCs outside of Heihachi, we see like Anna here. She had the fastest drop-off. Seems to be the least popular DLC character, Anna. Eddie is here. We have Lydia here. Where is my Clive? Clive is all the way down here. I assumed he would be more popular. As you can see, Fahkumram is super popular, which is funny because he was popular in Tekken 7, but when they showed his trailer, his teaser for Tekken 8, everyone wrote him off immediately on social media. Everyone felt it was a boring pick. He should have been left behind in Tekken 7. No one wants Fahkumram. Where is Bruce? Where is Josie? But then turns out, like, people on the internet, the vocal people, don't speak for everyone. People really like Fahkumram, as you can see. And, you know, he's more proportionate. He looks better. His head is not tiny as a pea in Tekken 8. He looks better. Still quite generic with the tattoos and everything. And looks more like a henchman to a gangster boss villain rather than the main character, you know, the main villain. I think he looks much better in Tekken 8. And God knows he plays so well. So well animated, heavy impact to everything, and so balanced compared to almost anyone in the roster. So they did such a great job with Fahkumram, and I'm so pleased to see that the community has taken such a liking to him. Good job on the devs, and please keep this up with Armor King.